What's up guys, my name is Phil. Welcome back to Miranda Detailing. In today's video, we're going to be doing a new car prep to this brand new Kia Telluride. So guys, the Telluride is in the shop for the new car prep and ceramic coatings. We're going to be using Gtechniq Crystal Serum Light and Exo, as well as Leather Shield from Geon for the interior and a few other products on the trim and glass. So guys, the first thing we're going to do on the Telluride is give it a proper wash and decon. So we will go through the whole wash process. Depending if the vehicle does need to be clay barred, we'll determine that as we wash it. If it feels smooth, we may not need to. But I am going to go through the chemical deconning, so the iron removing and the tar removing if there is tar to be removed. We will do the iron removal on all of the bottom portions, and then we'll see if it does need to be clay barred at the end. We'll do that at the end. But let's take a look at the Telluride. This thing is really cool. Guys, if you're enjoying videos like this, and I hope you are, consider subscribing and clicking that bell so you don't miss stuff. So here is the Telluride. This thing is awesome looking. Check it out. Very unique. I love the lines and the design of this. Really cool grille, nice lights, love the design. Really nice black gloss wheels. Now we aren't going to remove the wheels, but we are going to coat the faces of the wheels. It does have a lot of plastic on it too. So you see here we do have the plastic, and then we have like a little painted insert there. So we'll have to polish that. And this is also very unique. Very interesting. You don't see this in any other vehicles, at least I haven't. This type of design with the top of this door panel here. Really interesting. And it's not quite black, it's not quite this color, it's kind of a graphite gray type of color. And I don't know if it has a little bit of metallic in it. It might. When we get the lights on it, we'll see if it does. But this color is cool. It kind of changes with the light. So here it can kind of look green, and then in other light, it kind of looks like a grayish or something else, or bronze. Really interesting color. I like it a lot. Again, really cool design here with the lights. I like all the lettering being blacked out. Makes it look very unique. So Kia, good job on this one. So not too much going on. The customer did point out a few little artillery funguses already, or excuse me, artillery fungi on the vehicle. Just little spots, but those should come out. It's brand new. That shouldn't really be a problem. As we look at the interior, it is going to be cleaned up, but there's not much to clean up. A light vacuum, and then we're going to wipe down all of the leather and vinyl surfaces and then coat them all. And I believe we're going to be using either Geon Leather Shield or Dr. Beasley's Leather Lock. We'll decide once we pull it in there, but we have a variety of different leather and vinyl coatings we can use, but really nice design. Huge screen here in the dash. It looks kind of small on the outside, but it is large in here. Lots of headroom too. They opted not to have the sunroof back here, the big moon roof, but that gives you a lot more headroom, which is cool. So really beautiful leather seats. Really nice. This thing is fully loaded. So guys, let's begin with the wash process, and then we'll pull it in, inspect it, and get to polishing and coating.
Then I get all excited. I'm like Jojo, the idiot circus boy with a pretty new pet. I love you. So I stroke it, I pet it. Naughty pet, you're naughty. Oh.
So guys, the washing process is done, and I didn't need to use the clay mitt. The paint is so smooth. If you already notice that the paint is smooth, there's no need to do that. There's no need to use the clay mitt or even a clay bar necessarily, because the paint is so smooth. But we are using an iron remover. It's this stuff from MacShine, their FEX, their FEX. It is a iron remover and wheel cleaner, so it does have wheel cleaning capabilities. But we're gonna use it just as a iron remover for now, and just go along the bottom portions and the back area here. It's really hard to pick up anything, if there is any. I really doubt it, but I'm going through the motions anyway. At least I'm putting just a little bit on. I'm not dousing it, I'm just spritzing it onto the panels. If it catches any iron particles, it'll turn purple. But if not, yeah, I'm not seeing any reaction. I'm not seeing anything at all. You don't always have to do this, especially for new cars. If there's an older car, then maybe, but let's rinse it off and then we'll pull it in. Washing and deconning is done. We've dried the paint, we blew dry it, all the cracks and crevices as much as possible. There's always some water standing somewhere that will maybe drip out as we're polishing or doing other things, but we'll give it an hour or two to fully dry out. And before we go into any type of coatings, of course, we're going to polish. And as we polish, sometimes that vibrates the paint and the water will seep out of things. So we'll blow dry it as we go along. So that's not a problem. But let's look at the paint itself. We do have a few things. Yeah, these are what look like etching from leaves. We have a couple of leaf marks here and things from trees already on the paint. So not a lot, just a few, so we'll address those, of course. And we're going to be trying out a new polish, the Dr. Beasley's NSP Z1. This is a nano surface primer. It's a one-step polish with SiO2 in it, or whatever the protection is in it. It is a ceramic nano coating, so it does leave behind the protection, but you can coat right over this as well, which is really awesome. So it is formulated with the TiO2, SiO2, and curated engineered abrasives. So wow, that's pretty awesome stuff. So we're going to use this today and see how well it does on the paint. Now, this is interesting. It says that this coating will last approximately 1 year under normal circumstances, but it can be extended with proper aftercare, or it can also not be extended if you don't take care of it, obviously. So let's see how this stuff works. And yeah, I'm excited to see how this stuff works on the paint. Well, we are now almost done with the interior as far as cleaning. There wasn't much to do as far as cleaning, just dusting and wiping down, making sure that everything is spotless, and then we're going to go and coat the leather and plastics. Now, some of the products we were using to clean, I'm pretty much out of that. The interior cleaner or cleanser from Dr. Beasley's, and she is using the fine leather, and she's using the fine leather cleanser from Dr. Beasley's as well. So It's a great cleaner for leather. It's kind of prepping everything. And then we're going to use the Dr. Beasley's leather lock. So I have a lot of this stuff and it's so easy to apply. It is really, really nice stuff. So this will go on all the leather and vinyl on the inside. Now you're going to notice too, I have a couple of different Dr. Beasley's products here. I'm going to use this on the tires. We're going to use this on whatever metal there is to coat. Probably the exhaust tips is metal, so we'll apply that. Now we talked about the Z1, but I also have the NSP 45. So this is considered the final polish, and this also lays down the primer. So same with this product. You can go right over it with a coating without an IPA wipe down. That is huge for me. And I know this paint may not be finicky, and maybe the colors is a little forgiving. So we'll see how these respond, but we could use either this or this. This, however, does have its own protection built in, much more than this does. This has a little bit, but it's more of a primer. This will actually go up to a year of protection, so that's pretty awesome. So we'll test this product out, but we may end up using this for the remainder of the vehicle, but we'll check it out and see how it responds. Now for the wheels, we're going to use the Gtechniq C5. Now we're just coating the face of the wheels. It's not a wheels off detail or anything. The customer opted out for that, but we are going to coat the face with this. You could coat it with Crystal Serum Light. It's completely fine. It's just basically a slightly different formulation. Maybe it's just more SiO2 particles in here. And I believe this is pretty much the same as the plastic C4. It's very, very close to it. So we'll use that for the face of the wheels. And then we're going to use glass serum from Dr. Beasley's. This will go on the windshield. So this stuff is a true glass coating. It says it's scratch resistant and extremely durable. So we'll show you how we apply this. Now, as far as some of the plastics go, up here, this whole plastic grill is humongous. So let's make it easier on ourselves. And we're going to use something like this, sprayable ceramic coating from Viros. This is a new product, or at least new to me. I have never seen this before. It may be brand new, but you can pick it up at Car Supply's warehouse. And we're going to use this for the plastic trim. Now you can use the regular Gtechniq C4. I hit that, but I meant C4. That's C5 for the plastic trim. But I'm going to use this for at least the grill because it is so intricate. So guys, this worked very, very well. It removed the imperfections. There were those weird leafy marks there, and now they're gone. The wipe off was a little weird at first, but I can feel the difference. Like this feels kind of grabby, and right over here feels nice and slick. So it does leave a very, very slick surface behind. Not bad at all. Let's check it with the lights. All right, that looks really nice. Oh, there's something over here. Maybe just a little bit of residue. Just a little bit of residue. I'll wipe that off in a moment, but it looks good. Oh, there's a little imperfection there. Yep, I'm gonna polish that a little bit more. It left a really nice finish. There's a little bit more residue here. Now, I'm told that if you do see a little bit of what I call ghosting from the polisher or a little bit of extra residue, let it sit and it will level out. It'll self-level. So we'll see if that does actually happen. I'm not seeing too much here though, so that's good. So let's polish, keep polishing with it, and we'll check out the results. Well guys, what I have done is switched over to the Dr. Beasley's NSP 45. Now, this stuff worked well. it does. But I'm not going to use it for this job. I'm going to save it because that really does have more protection built in. I want to use strictly a primer polish. So that works, and it does a really, really good job. The paint is super slick, and you can pretty much do a paint enhancement and ceramic coating, a 1-year ceramic coating. I'm going to save it because I can use that for my paint enhancements and 1-year ceramic coating. That will be amazing. Now, what you want to do is maintain that with their other product, their Advanced Coat Gloss. So this is their maintenance product that you will use to maintain any of their coatings. We just used this, and we used it on the driver's side here. I just polished the entire hood on this side here, so a line right down the middle. And look, the metallic flake is popping. It looks beautiful. Oh, look at that little scratch there. Really, really nice looking now. So super glossy, and we're going to continue using this primer, and then all we need to do is coat right over it, which is awesome. No IPA wipe down, no worrying about potentially marring the paint. Oh, there's another little mark there. It's probably from leaves and stuff that was on there before. So that should be removed because any of the imperfections that were here, they're gone. So the paint looks nice and glossy. Looks great. All right, so that's the combo we're going to use for the rest of the vehicle. So let's get it all polished, and we'll show you some, not really before and afters because it's really not damaged at all. Let's see if there's anything even down here. Very, very little, but that should correct easily. Yeah, there's some other deeper scratches and deeper lines like right there. So we'll attack those a little bit more, but overall, not bad at all. There's a lot of plastic on here as you see, so stay away from the plastic, and that's not going to harm the plastic anyway, so don't worry if you bump up against it. We are going to finish these though. These are bad, so we'll definitely polish those and make them look nice. And as you can see, yeah, this color here is completely different. It's almost a matte finish or a satin finish. So I don't know if we'll be able to really polish that. We'll have to be very, very careful because we don't want to mess that finish on this. So it is really looking incredible. Now, we're learning to use this Dr. Beasley's NSP45. At first, it's a little weird because the wipe off you'll think is not that great. And that's what I first thought. So you're going to need multiple towels. So that's a little bit of a con, but it's okay. We've learned to deal with it. You just use multiple towels, multiple wipe off. The first wipe off gets off the first layer of residue. Second towel, you can hand buff it to a nice deep gloss and it removes all the residue. Look how nice that is looking. Beautiful. It works very well on the gloss pillars. Let me grab my light. Look how nice it did on the pillars. It needs a little bit more refinement, but it removed a lot of the deeper defects. Instead of this horrible mess, it definitely removed those heavier defects, but I just need to go back through and refine it. However, I am finding you do have to go back through and wipe it multiple times and the residue will kind of return, and you have to keep wiping it. That is another little finicky point of the polish. There we go. Looks much, much better. But you can kind of see, oh, it already starts to come back. That's kind of weird. Like it wipes away, it looks nice, and then it'll kind of slowly come back. I don't know what that's all about. Hopefully, as it's curing, that goes away. But it does a great job at the pillars. Oh, see, you can see it coming back. Isn't that weird?
I don't like that.
I know, it's a little, it's a little weird. Yep, and the hood again too. So,
what's up with that?
yeah, I don't know. It's a little weird. You have to keep on going back through and wiping it. From what I have heard, if you see that, you can coat right over it and it's okay and it goes away. But I want to make sure that it actually goes away. I still need to polish that. The little black pieces down here came out really nice. To keep wiping them to make sure to remove any of that residue. But it does a good job at polishing. So the paint looks nice. It looks super glossy and it feels really, really good. I am just concerned about that residue returning. Oh, see, it did it again. I want to make sure that it's gone completely. I don't know if I want to coat right over it, so we'll see. So we are starting on the plastic in the front here, and the grill is some sort of a matte painted grill. It's not quite black textured plastic, so it's kind of interesting. But basically, we're coating it with the Purist ceramic spray coating. Come on, there we go. So this stuff is really nice. You can use it on paint or plastic, and in this case, the plastic is in such good condition, we are coating it using that. You can spray it right on it and then wipe it off, and it looks beautiful. It looks really, really nice. Nice finish. So now all the paint is done. Now, a little tip when using the Dr. Beasley's NSP 45. And this is from talking directly to Jason at Car Supply's warehouse in Chicago Auto Pros, because they do use this product. It is a little weird to get used to. So when you wipe it off, it will wipe off clean using 2 towels. Nice finish as well. But then you can see it looks a little hazy, right? Well, you can keep wiping that and it kind of comes back. We've been talking with Jason at Chicago Auto Pros, and he says that it will do that, but you can wipe it and then coat right over it and that will go away. So I know it's a little scary at first, but we'll test that out today when we start coating the vehicle with Crystal Serum Light from Gtechniq. But the finish it gives is beautiful, so glossy. And it does remove any light marring in the paint. It's just that little bit of hazing that comes back. It's almost like the polish or the coating in the polish kind of rising to the surface and outgassing, and it leaves a nice glossy surface, but it's just a little scary at first. So we're going to be coating this in just a few moments. After we coat all of the plastics, we'll get to coat the paint. Yeah, you can see here, see how it's a little hazy, and you wipe it and that goes right away. It just must be the chemical makeup of this polish that it does that. So we are now ready to coat. The entire vehicle is polished. It's wiped down with just a towel, no IPA wipe down or panel wipe or anything. We simply used the NSP 45. We polished it with a Lake Country orange pad. a lake corn tree. And now we're going to coat it with Crystal Serum, Crystal Serum Light. So, brand new applicator, brand new towels, and brand new bottle. So what I'm going to do is simply prime the little applicator, and I love using these types of applicators. They're just my favorite for applying. You can get the coating saver ones if you want. A lot of people like to use those because they say that it doesn't use as much product. I just haven't really found that to be the case. I've used both. I don't know, it works the same for me. So I'm just going to coat this small area here. I'm going to do about a 2x2 section, cross hatch. Now a Crystal Serum Light, depending on the ambient temperatures, Sometimes you can let it sit for a minute, sometimes more, but it all depends on how it starts to flash away. So you can see it there. It's pretty wet on the panel and it's relatively cool in here, so there's not a lot of humidity or heat. But it will start to separate, it'll start to flash and separate, and you can see it starting to do that. See how it separates into these lines and little bubbles, almost like it's sweating. They call that like a sweat flashing, or I forget the term that they call it, but I basically just call it like it starts to separate like that. Then you know it's ready to wipe off. So that's looking pretty good. So with your first towel, you're going to wipe off the first amount of residue. Oh wow, it's so easy to apply. It's so crazy. And even though it looks like it's pretty much all wiped off, I still go back with just a second towel and work the perimeter as well, because it can push the coating off into different directions if you're not too careful. But I can feel the difference. It feels very, very slick. Oh, it feels really good. Okay, great. Let's move on to this section here. Again, apply a little bit more. And after this is primed, you don't have to apply a ton onto here. And I kind of like this technique that I saw the guys at Chicago Auto Pros doing. They use a square applicator like this and they put either 2 or 3 fingers and kind of work it up on its edge. I feel you get really good control doing that. And you get amazing coverage on the paint as well. So you're not going to miss anything on the paint. So that maybe took about 30 to 45 seconds last time. So I'll wait about the same amount of time now, or until I see it starting to separate. You can kind of see it there in the light. And this coating is actually very easy to apply. Don't be afraid of it. It's really not very difficult. In fact, almost every coating is pretty simple to apply once you understand how to apply it, and you know, a little bit of the science behind it as to what you're doing. And the prep work is the most important thing, and it wipes off effortlessly. Take my second towel and again just go over it gently and work the perimeter. I love the way this stuff feels. It's really a nice coating. I love it. All right, and that's pretty much it. Very, very simple. So let's work our way around the vehicle, and we'll show you any areas that you know, are of concern that you want to keep an eye on as you're coating. Now, we just coated this pillar. We just had to wipe the haze gently off of it and coat it, and good. It's looking good. So let's do the same thing with this, just a light haze, just like a residue that needs to be picked up, and then coat right over it. So the coating is applied. Didn't have any issues applying it, of course, but let it start to flash away and separate. And once you start to see that separation, wipe it. This is my first towel to get the majority of it off, and then second towel to get any residual residue that may have gone onto the glass or onto the trim here, and make sure it was all removed. And that's looking great. Good. So the crystal serum light has been laid down, and it's roughly about an hour. Usually you can wait an hour, or by the time you get to this area here where you started, it has been an hour or so. So you should be fine. Let's continue coating it with EXO, and then we'll get to the wheels. So with a clean applicator, brand new towels, we're going to take EXO V4, about that much. This goes on very, very easily, and it's almost wipe on, wipe off. It is flashing away and separating very, very quickly. So this is going to be a very fast application. So, wow, it already starts to flash away, and we just level it. So first towel, and then second towel is going to remove any residual and clear everything up. All right, that looks awesome. So let's blast out the EXO coating now. So it is now completely coated. We just finished applying EXO V4. Actually, I still have to do just the roof, but that will go very, very quick. The entire vehicle was coated with crystal serum light. Look how much we used. And it actually, it would have been much more than that, but I stupidly put it on here without screwing the cap down, and this is a slippery surface, and it fell over and dumped a bunch. I mean, not a ton, but this would have been right at the halfway mark. It's just past the halfway mark. So we would have had more. So you can pretty much get about 2 vehicles out of a 30 ml bottle. And this is a 30 ml. You can get a larger one if you want, but this is perfect. Now it comes with a little dripper here, and you know, you're gonna get one use out of that. So it's good to save the cap, recap it, and throw away this dripper. You can buy those, or you can get the little plastic pipettes, which we also use. Those are great to use, and you can get like 100 of them for a few dollars, not a problem. And we're very happy with the NSP 45, the new polishes from Dr. Beasley's. This is what we use primarily. We're going to save that for another vehicle, another video. Just remember with this stuff, it's going to leave a weird residue that will kind of return on some finishes. It did on these black gloss pillars. It kept returning almost like a weird, you know, hazy residue. But then you just wipe it and you coat right over it without an IPA wipe down. And now it looks perfect. It's been about an hour and nothing has returned. The rest of the paint, same thing. It would show a little bit of residue here and there, almost like an over application. And we just wipe it and coat right over it and no problem whatsoever. It doesn't come back. It's now nice and crisp and clear. So that's just a little, you know, thing, a little weird tip when using the NSP polishes. The advantage to using this is no IPA wipe down at all. So we cut that completely out. No cure time. You don't have to worry a 24-hour cure time. You use this and you go straight to coatings. That's it. We just saved ourselves an entire day of having to put a primer polish, wait 24 hours, and then coat right over it. This stuff really has saved us. Very, very happy with it. So we'll continue to use it, and we just learn how to use it appropriately. Have plenty of towels. So now we're just finishing up some of the smaller bits of the detail. The little bits of the windows here we had to pull down and make sure to clean those because, you know, that looks ugly when the whole vehicle looks perfect and then there's like a little smudge all the way at the top here. Like right there. Right there. And right there. We're going to do the wheels next. We're going to wipe them down with an IPA. It's okay to do the wheels like that. They're black gloss, but we can wipe them down with an IPA, and then we're going to apply the coating onto the wheels. All the plastic is done. Windshield will be next, and then we're going to make sure to go through all the glass and make sure it's looking good. So guys, we're down to the last thing, or at least second to last. I have to dress the tires. That's about it. Oh, and maybe the metal on the exhaust tips. Okay, there's a few little things we have to finish up. But let's get on to coating the glass. We're going to be using the Dr. Beasley's glass serum. So this is more than their glass IQ. This is a stronger, dedicated coating for your glass and windshield. Now you see I'm going to use a block applicator. Why? Because I have it and I don't use them for paint. I use them for other things. So I'll use it on the glass. That's fine. I did cut slits into the side here, but since it's on the glass, it's very easy to maneuver and I'm not worried about having to put it in there. Well, yeah, maybe I'll just do it. I'm just going to take an old bank card, whatever plastic card you want, and just work it into that little edge that I cut. Now, a lot of these applicators are now coming that way, which is nice. It's good that some of these companies caught on to what many detailers kind of already worked around, which is pretty ingenious. I didn't come up with this idea. I saw many other detailers do it and thought, that's brilliant. It'll just stop the cloth from moving around, so now it's stuck in there. Now, this stuff is very easy to apply, like a traditional coating. We already cleaned the glass. If you want to polish it, you can. The glass is perfect. It's brand new. So we just wiped it down. I'm going to put a couple of drops on here, kind of line the little pad, and simply go in crosshatch patterns and just make sure you have even coverage all the way across the glass. If you see it's getting dry, like I see it's getting dry already, it flashes really, really fast. Then I'll just apply more and continue going. And the cross hatching is simply to make sure that you have full coverage. This flashes so fast that it's pretty much ready to wipe off. So get a clean towel and Oh, wow. Yep, it's just ready right away. Nice. It's going to feel grabby, so this is more of a grabby coating for glass. So that's not a problem. And this cure is very fast. So 1 hour, it'll be ready to go. But it's sitting overnight anyway. It'll be here actually for 2 more days. The Telluride is done completely. So, wheels and tires, they are coated. Tires were dressed with Dr. Beasley's tire dressing. And now the paint looks incredible. All the plastics are dressed. They look amazing. The inside is nice and clean and coated. So that will cure overnight. I want to be careful when closing these. Either close it by the handle itself, the button. Don't go touching all of this excessively because it's sensitive stuff. But the pillars look really nice. The glass looks incredible. Everything on this looks so nice. Very, very happy with it. Nice and crisp and glossy. So using good products like Gtechniq and Dr. Beasley's, we can really achieve some amazing results. Now, can you do this with other more affordable products? Of course you could. You can definitely get these results. But just remember, if you're doing ceramic coatings, you want to be very precise in the products you choose to polish and apply. Don't go for super, super cheap coatings that you may see online. Get something reputable, get something that is tested and people have shown to work really, really well. All right, so this thing is ready to go. It's going to sit overnight, and we have it all day tomorrow, and then it will be picked up Sunday evening or afternoon. Owner is going to love it. So guys, that's going to do it for the video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you are interested in any of the products or the tools that you saw us using throughout the video, check out the links below because they will go to either Car Supply's warehouse or Amazon or any other place to get those products. And remember, you don't have to get all the products we use. We're just showcasing them, showing you how they work, how well they work, and also tips and tricks on how to use them. Especially with the Dr. Beasley's line, there are some things to remember when using those NSP polishes. Some guys are not going to like it because the wipe off might be problematic, but learn to work with it. Does not mean it's a bad product. It means you need to work with the application because the payoff is awesome. No IPA wipe down at all. That is a huge benefit to us, and it really quickens things up as well, and it reduces any type of risk of marring on the paint, especially if you're dealing with delicate black paint. So guys, I definitely recommend those products because they are working extremely well for us. But if they don't work for you, don't knock them, don't bash them. Maybe they just don't work for you. Maybe your technique is different. You work with whatever works for you. So guys, remember to give the video a thumbs up, like it, share with others who may enjoy it or benefit from it. Don't forget to subscribe and click that bell so you don't miss stuff. And we'll see you guys in the next one. Have a great week. Take care.
Yeah.